work to do.
You know, when the Kaizer Chiefs players get to the third, the decision-making just collapses. Because there, for me, I thought Shabalala could have closed the ball and rotated back to the middle and maybe switch it to the right-hand side. But he wanted to take an extra touch already. The goal line was there.
Definite pull there from Moburoke. Tetwa. Nice link up with Novo. Still they continue on. Tetwa has it back.
Once again, McCarthy taking one for the team. He knew he was beaten and then just used his body to block off the run.
And that's both centre halves now that have been cautioned as we approach the hour mark in Durban. Oh, someone is departing the Mozambique Stadium this evening, 20,000 rand richer. Active Betway account holder is Nokutuba Zuma. Probably saying when. Winner today. You can't really see her full outfit, but she's looking fantastic this evening. Durban City have relied heavily on their home form this season. 67% of their points, their 15 points, have come at home. One of 6 sides unbeaten on their own patch this season in the Betway Premiership, and looking to preserve that particular record and making a change here that Gavin Hunt will hope can spur them to victory. Jocelyn Kamatuka making way for Domingo. Domingo, this is just the second Premiership game this season that he hasn't started. The man who's created more chances than any other Durban City player this season, along with Mokwena. Meanwhile, Kaizer Chiefs implementing what will be their third change of the match. It is Ele waiting to come on.
With the introduction of Domingo, I think that Mokwena will be the one to push a bit up, where Jocelyn Kamatuka has just departed, because we know Domingo is going to tuck into the number 10 role just in front of Nodada.
Lovely from Novo. Managed to slip it through here to Dushabalala. Picks himself up promptly to recover the ball. Brad Cross. Tetwa. Again, Modi sending it off for Shabalala. Tetwa back from behind. Strong run from Mokwena.
Once again, they lose the ball cheaply in that middle of the park of Tetwa, and Ngobo, he just had to take one for the team, trip him Mokwena, and that was his last action, Ngobo, before even getting booked.
So, Crispin Ngobo departs, and on comes Tabutele. Ngobo will celebrate his 26th birthday in just a couple of weeks' time. Sometimes you forget he's still in his mid-20s, he's been around that long. forward by Mtetwa. Now Moni pouncing on that loose ball and winning the foul. Kaizer Chiefs are taking it quickly here. Shabalala up against Kaba. Durban City man comes up trumps.
The recovery of Kaba there just to track Shabalala and make sure that he doesn't get to the ball, but you see what he does. He cushions it for let the ball run out and Shabalala not to get to the ball, and on top of that he doesn't create a goal, a corner. Brilliant from the right back.
Kaizer Chiefs have 25 or so minutes to preserve their winning away records this season, although this is just their third away game in the Betway Premiership. They beat Stellenbosch 2-0 and the Montville Golden Arrows 1-0. So they're yet to concede on the road in the Betway Premiership, and they're the only side with a 100% away record so far, although they haven't played that many away games. Victory here will actually see them win 3 successive away games for the first time since the 2022-23 season. They won 4 in a row then, and a clean sheet will see them keep 3 successive clean sheets on the road for the first time since a period spanning September and November of 2019. 4 successive clean sheets in that particular run. 2-0 wins over Amazulu and Sundowns, as well as Chippy United in a 4-0 thrashing of Stellenbosch. Taylor squeezing it through here from Tetwa. Iguodaro. Shabalala just gets away from him as Keat comes out to claim. And Keat's taking umbrage with, I'm not sure what, did Shabalala hang out to boot you?
I think so. I think Keat went down and Shabalala just hanged his right boot, and Keat just saying, I see what you're trying to do. But if he wanted to kick him, he was going to extend it. He just went straight past.
Defensive work done by Inacio Miguel there. Work down to the right-hand side with Lilepo. Spotting Shabalala in a lot of space here. And do Shabalala. Oh, that was hitting on targets. Darren Keats not required to make the save. The intervention coming from Vanderputim Kize.
Sometimes it just takes a root one ball behind the defense from Lilepo, and first touch brilliant from Shabalala, cuts inside to his strongest foot and wanted to find that furthest point. Sure that he puts his head to defend that ball.
Yeah. Shabalala netted in the draw against Amazulu at the beginning of this month. As a ball is played in to Shabalala here, but free kick for Durban City. Drag cross now into the book, so that's 3 of the defensive line that have been cautioned. Serino, the latest to make his way onto the park. Iguodaro departing.
One thing that I've spotted from both teams is that they took out strikers and introduced central midfielders. Serino is an attacking midfielder. Iguodaro, top man, taken out.
If you were to venture a guess, as to why. Perhaps I can put you on the spot as we take a look at some of the moments that Gavin Hunt has had to endure.
This action where he's holding his head, I know it was after Mashego missed that cross from the left-hand side, because he does it every day at training. So he was hoping that he can get a quality cross to find the strikers in the box.
Very animated. Hope you don't end up as a meme, sir.
Especially the one holding your head.
The one holding, that's the one I was thinking of. The one as well with the hands up in the air in frustration. First real involvement here for Gaston Sereno. Tetra. This is Brad Cross. McCarthy. Coming to this game, Kaizer Chiefs having managed just 2 shots on target in their last league game. That was against Sirulele, their lowest total this season. And that game ended 0-0. We're 20 minutes away from full time, and it is still 0-0 here in Durban. On Tetwa. Good feet. And finding an outlet in the form of Sereno, plays it in. Header off target from Lilepo.
It seems like they're enjoying themselves every time they go to that right-hand side. A second cross to find Lilepo, and he just doesn't direct his header. He tries to find that furthest post. If he could have just hit it straight with his forehead to hit the target, I think he would have gotten a chance. Applauding Sereno's cross.
Well, this season only Sundowns have had more shots on target than Kaizer Chiefs. They're just failing to hit the mark here today. And their conversion rate has been an issue this season. It's the second lowest in the division at just over 7%. Only Sirulele have a worse conversion rate in the Betway Premiership. Those problems appear to persist. They are, however, looking good for another clean sheet. Remember, they kept 5 in their opening 5 games, just 1 in their last 4, although it was in their most recent league outing. Domingo. Mashego lifts in across. It's a sub we've seen frequently this season, although often coming on for Kamatuka himself. But let's see, Ping will be making his way onto the field. Appearing off the bench for a 3rd time in what will be his 6th Betway Premiership appearance. Kaizer Chiefs with 62% of the possession. It's actually been games this season where they've had a little less of the possession that they've done better. Sereno. Miguel Timignane out of play.
with the introduction of Cele, now we see Kaizer Chiefs using the 2 CDM in the middle of the park, which is in Tetwa and Cele. So now we ask you, where is the creativity going to come from? That's why now you see the likes of Sereno putting the crosses into the box earlier.
There's Mori. It's a great challenge. I was asking you that question about what you think that the Kaizer Chiefs plan is here with Lilepo having gone a little central, and they've introduced all these what we would characterize as attacking midfielders. One of them on the ball now, Sereno. But if you actually look this season, their first 4 goals, only one was scored by a striker, in a sense, that being Lilepo against Stellenbosch. But then of the last 4 goals they've scored, 3 of them have been from strikers, or that you might put into the striker category, Silva and Mayo, so with 2. Mayo with the 1 on debut. And from Gaston Sereno. Into the area with Lele. Tetwa. Forward for Sereno. Take care of the danger at the expense of a corner out off the head of Terence Masheko. Munyani back to Sereno. Now Tetwa. Mori for Lilepo.
With the question you asked earlier on, to say with Cele in the middle of the park, now they're expecting Lilepo, one winger to tuck inside, and on the other side Shabalala to tuck inside, more direct, going to goal.
Well, earlier you had spoken of Mokoena filling in the gap with no recognized striker on the field after the introduction of Domingo. And now it is Mokoena who makes way as Letsie Kwapeng is onto the park. Scored from the bench in their last league win over Magesi at the end of September. Netted 2 minutes shy of the Nanti in that particular game, to grab what is his 2nd Durban City goal of the season, having also scored against Siwelele. Kaizer Chiefs over the last 5 seasons have actually had a really good record when meeting newly promoted sides for the first time in a given campaign. 4 wins, a draw and a solitary defeat across 6 games, and they actually unbeaten in their last 5 meetings against newly promoted sides when they meet them for the first time. Only defeats over that period coming in the 2020-2021 campaign under Gavin Hunt, and they lost to newly promoted Morocco Solos. Here's Pule Mori. Last season drew 2-2 away to Magesi. Prior to that, they defeated both Cape Town Spurs and Polokwane City. And in the 2022-23 season, they got a win over Richards Bay. Prior to that, they defeated Skukuni United. They are struggling to find a way past Durban City tonight.
And with 12 minutes to go, Grant, you recognize that there's no natural striker in the Chiefs set of remaining minutes.
Good play from Darren Keats. Three goals Durban City have scored in this quarter-hour period from 75 minutes until full time. Magawana and Squapeng on as subs against Magesi in the 3-1 win, as well as Kamatuka's winner against Chippy United on match day 2. Kaizer Chiefs have also scored a couple of late goals. They already had the lead when Lilepo scored in injury time on match day 1, and then on match day 2 in Globu on as a sub, scoring 11 minutes from time. Both sides will remain in the top 5 if things are unchanged here, but considering all the matches to come this weekend and the likelihood of them remaining in the top 5, very slim. In fact, we actually think it's possible. Certain teams have to take points off of each other. Dasilva scored in back-to-back games, pre and post September's international break. The winner away to Le Mans for Golden Arrows, and a solitary goal in the 3-1 defeat against Skukuni United midway through September. And here he is on the game. It's actually the 5th and final sub made by Kaizer Chiefs.
He will remember that very well, Dasilva. I mean, his first introduction to Kaizer Chiefs setup, his first game and his first touch, it was the goal against Golden Arrows.
Yeah.
I was here to witness that.
That game he was on as a substitute and then earned a start for the next game against Durban United. It took him under a quarter hour to net in that one. Durban City are the 9th different KZN-based side that Kaizer Chiefs are facing in the PSL era. Previously come up against Manning Rangers and African Wanderers, as well as Thunder Royal Zulu and Royal Lion, and then the other teams that are currently still in the top flight. Arizona Zulu, Richards Bay. Brett Cross has managed to dig out a delivery from wide. Maseko keeping it alive, but his hand position back to Kaizer Chiefs when Yanni has a hit. This is Pele now. Serino pushes it to Cross. Comes inside of Jurgens. Gaston Serino into the area from Dushabalala. Oh, living dangerously here, Durban City. The deflection helped take some of the pace off that. Not particularly convincing from Woporoke, a Durban City debutant today. 20-year-old partnering in front of putting Kize in the heart of defense.
Sometimes the simplest things to do in football, Grant, is kick that ball away and clear it from your guy, because now they nearly caused problems for themselves, the Durban City defenders.
There's John Robiello,
yep, the chairman of Richards Bay.
Dada making way alongside Maseko. Do you see the introduction here of Magawana and Mapate?
Mapate will slot on that right back position, and Magawana in front of him, more offensive.
How about though? Are you expecting him to go more central and form up as part of a reinforced backline. He is capable, at his height, of being part of the 3 centre halves. Keep an eye on how that develops, but Mapate is certainly on the outside of Taba, so I think it is 5 at the back now for Durban City.
I think Coach Hunty just closing shop now, you know, feels like remaining minutes they can see it.
Chiefs potentially heading here for a 7th clean sheet of the season, which quite remarkably would match their tally for the entirety of last campaign, where they kept just 7 clean sheets across 28 Betway Premiership matches. Brandon Peterson would move ahead of Sipho Chain in terms of clean sheets this season if they shut out Durban City for the remaining minutes. It's fairly muted grandstand here at the Mobile Stadium. Frustration etched across the faces of those Chiefs fans who arrived at this venue with a lot of hope and expectation.
One thing I can tell you, Coach, Given Hunt shouting instructions to a 5-4-1 formation.
And here's the one at the top of that formation. Guapeng, who's managed to work it out to Magawan. Domingo. Mapate. Oh! They've done it! Gavin Hunt brings the changes, but the flag raised by Siwela. Well, it was a substitute who put it in. Magawana. It was a substitute who set him up. Mapate. It was a substitute who rolled it into the path of Mapate. He's clearly offside, though.
Absolutely. The substitutes introduced into the game, having a touch onto the ball, and I just wonder why Magawana couldn't just delay his run. But now, the celebration?
Let's spot the moment he realizes, no, don't get that far.
But what a move from the substitute for Durban City. Like, after we mentioned that it's a 5-4-1 formation, and then Magawan on that left-hand side.
Oh, chance for Kaiser Chiefs with Modi. Taylor, Modi again. Gets away from cross. See Guapeng this time dispossessed before he can work the ball to Magawana. Cedinho. Ele. Munyane. In from Cedinho. Silva! Super sub! It's his 3rd of the season. Won it against another KZN team in Lamontfort Golden Arrows at the end of August. Could this goal be as crucial? Looks to be the winner.
One thing I can confirm with you, Grant, while we watch unbelievable scenes from the fans, is that that man who just scored the goal, that was his first touch in today's game. Exactly what he did against Golden Arrows. Coming in, finding himself at the right place. That ball set up very well on that right-hand side. Look at Sereno, the first touch he takes, he knows exactly where to play it. And Silva making sure that he gets away from his marker. He tracked back and then went forward to connect with that ball, and he made sure that he plays to the furthest post of Kit. You look how he rise up and switches his head to find that far post. But what a ball played by Sereno. Right place, where we always say, just play it in between the keeper and the defenders. And his takeoff made sure that he connects to that ball. Looking at the disappointed Kevin Hunt.
Now it's the second Betway Premiership assist of the season for Gaston Sereno. Excitement abounds. And credit as well to Thabiso Munyane. The way that ball was pinged forward, it really looked like a massively overhit pass, and he was able to knot it down and keep it alive.
By Curling.
Yeah. So now with a lead to defense, as Domingo flings himself at that one.
I always said, Grant, that Kaizer Chiefs just needs a striker who stays in the box. Not a roving striker like we saw earlier on in Gadaro. Somebody who will stay in the 18 area. I mean, you remember the likes of Sean Bartlett. He used to occupy that. Musonda used to occupy that.
So we are about to tick past the 90-minute mark. There will be 5 additional minutes here on the East Coast. Five minutes for Durban City to try and rescue something. Kaizer Chiefs looking to keep 3 successive clean sheets on the road in the league for the first time in half a dozen years, for the first time since 2019. And if they do, they will finally put an end to this long winless run. Ball floated into the edge of the area, and or rather deep into the area, nodded back across. There's some muted appeals from the Durban City players. Brad Cross has remained down here. As the Chiefs have made all of their 5 available changes.
Yep, just Litsi Kwapende there, coming in, trying to get to that loose ball and colliding with Cross in the mid-rib.
Kaizer Jr. feeling some of the tension. The stands seething with jubilance, Kaizer Chiefs fans. 2 minutes of additional time, 3 minutes rather, left to play. 2 minutes have elapsed. Pouncing upon it is Sereno. Gets it away. One in the air by Munyane.
The important thing that we've noticed in this game is that from both teams, the substitutes that are coming from the bench, they actually switched the game around and turned it around in their head. I mean, you look at Kaizer Chiefs, Sereno coming in, putting in an assist, and Dasilva scoring that goal. You look at the goal that was disallowed for offside from the Durban City. All the substitute players touching the ball. Magawana, Mapate.
Even Kwapeng, initially worked it out to Magawana, yeah. That's what you like to see from coaches, implementing changes that really impact the game. Modi. Trying to dig the ball over the top for Silva. Cross can't believe the call has gone against him. The ball in is decent from the long throw. Not a good connection on the edge of the area. They'll continue to bombard the box. Well, Durban City. Peterson has it in his clutches. Clean sheet number 7 in the Betway Premiership this season, almost assured for Peterson and Chiefs. Bobby Mabong not looking as nervous as his younger brother, has to be said.
The partnership of McCarthy and Miguel once again seems to have been working, you know, the understanding and the communication between the two players.
This is likely the last chance for Durban City. Miguel under the high ball. Munyane forward. The barren run in the Betway Premiership comes to an end for Kaizer Chiefs. A 4-game winless streak is over. And this victory, whilst it probably